This is the place. They say people come from far, far, far away to find their dreams, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life.
Hey y'all, what's Gucci everybody? It's your boy SJK, first black suit. Man, what am I doing out wearing my glasses? You know I need these to see, right? I totally need these to see. Wink, wink. Haha. Man, your boy Kid, I just watched Extraction, bruh. Extraction. Starring Chris Hemsworth. You may call him Thor. Bitch! You can call him the blonde idiot who in Men in Black who is right next to other idiot Tessa Thompson. You can also call him that trash character from Ghostbusters 2016, you know, the goofy dumb blonde dude, you know, that type of dude. After Ghostbusters 2016, Thor 3, Endgame and Infinity War, and then Men in Black, I was like, this nigga Chris is whack, bruh. This nigga Chris wants to jump to comedy thinking he's funny when he, in reality, this nigga isn't funny. He is not funny. In my opinion, Chris Hemsworth is better off, in my honest opinion, taking his roles more serious, like in Extraction, bruh. In Extraction, Chris Hemsworth plays this, in a way you can call it a mercenary, whose goal is to either, well, one of the major goals in this movie, his goal is to extract a boy named Sanju. Yes, his name is Sanju. He wears Skechers. He got the lights up ones. Yes. His name is Sanju. He's the son of a very bad man. And Sanju gets kidnapped by this other rival people who are rivals with his bad father. And Chris Hemsworth and his crew, well, his crew have to go and extract him from his place he's held hostage at, and they have to save him. And yeah, that's pretty much the movie. I'll say this much: the story isn't really all that, but the story did tug at the emotions at times. It did, you know, when you find out Chris's backstory in this and the reason why he wants to help. No, not Sanju. Ovi. His name is Ovi. The freaking boy's name is Ovi. Why did I say Sanju? You suck! His name is Ovi. The boy's name is Ovi. So, Chris Hemsworth's goal is to protect Ovi in this movie. And, throughout this movie, the highlight of this movie, to be honest, is the camera work and the action, bruh. The way the action plays out and the way the camera is physically following, Ovi and, Chris, while Ovi is literally hanging on the shoulder, not hanging on the shoulder literally, he's like on Chris's shoulder throughout most of the movie, sticking behind on Chris's body, and all these dudes right in front of him, like, what the freak, bruh? Chris, you can do this? And you know, I've seen these movies like Huntsman, Winter War, and Snow White and Huntsman, and other films that Chris got, but I'm like, bruh, this nigga Chris, this man's calling is to be an action star. What the freak? He's whack at comedy. Look, y'all can tell me Thor Ragnarok he's funny. Nigga, miss me with that shit. That's that corny Hollywood shit. That ain't, nigga, that's whack. That's that corny comedy bullshit. Miss with that shit, bro. This movie Extraction, bro. Look, let me just say this. One spoiler. One scene I'm gonna spoil. And it's the funniest scene in this movie. There was a pack of ghetto. I'm not sure if that was in the Middle East, I think, or they was probably in India. I don't know. But these people could have been Middle Eastern. I don't know what they were exactly. I forgot the location. But these ghetto kids, who's working for one of the bad people, they're trying to. So basically, they're trying to also help hunt down Chris and Ovi through this situation, right? And then Chris Hemsworth, this dude's tight, bro. This nigga beat up those kids. he jumped in the van. He opened up the sliding door. As soon as one of the kids who that had like a machete or a gun, it was a machete or a gun, tried to go into the van, Chris slammed that door on that kid's hand. Whoosh, that kid, And then freaking there was this other scene where this older kid tried to shoot Chris in the passenger seat of the van. Chris took the door, slammed that, hit the kid in the face. The kid fell on the floor. And then I'm over here like, what the freak, man? F them kids, bruh. This that shit, bruh. Chris Hemsworth. You been freaking Chris Hemsworth, bruh. This high budget Thor films, right? And you expect Thor, Chris Hemsworth, to be an action star in that shit, bro. Like an action star. This nigga's a clown in that shit, bro. This movie Extraction, he took this role seriously. Honestly, the character he was playing, and I'll put you in mind of what type of character he is. He's a very talented person in the arts of murder, right? But he's at his suicidal stage. That's what I'm gonna say. He's at his suicidal stage in this movie. He's very much suicidal, but not directly suicidal. It's just like, you know, if a bullet comes to hit me, I may not dodge it. He's that type of suicidal. He's not afraid to stare a gun down. If you got a gun to his head, he probably won't blink if you pull the trigger. He'll probably like, shoot me. This man was tight up in this movie, bruh. Chris Hemsworth. And I was almost not going to watch this movie because I don't like Chris Hemsworth. Because after Ghostbusters 2016, seeing this nigga be whacking Thor, Infinity War, cracking jokes like the trash garbage clown he was. And mind you, y'all can say, why you hating on him because he's Thor? Bruh, he's part of the reason that helped ruin Thor. He loved the direction Taika Waititi had. He loved being Fat Thor in Avengers Endgame. Go watch the interviews. There is articles that talk about how much he loved the change of being Fat Thor, Trash Thor, in Infinity War. And don't say, oh, but he was tight in Infinity War. This nigga wasn't tight up in Infinity War, bruh. He had one scene, bring me Thanos, and then he disappeared after that. He had no solid act, man. If I directed Infinity War, my nigga, that nigga Thor, I would have had a whole battlefield. Thor would have had his hammer. He would have been flying and zipping through that battlefield, knocking ships out, taking out huge waves of enemies, taking all the thunder from Cap, Hulk, or Bruce, or Black Panther. He'd take all the thunder because he's the most powerful nigga on that battlefield, bruh. But nah, he didn't. We cut away from him being tight. And the only thing we see him that was epic was him pulling up to Wakanda saying, bring me Thanos! Bruh, this dude Chris Hemsworth, this movie made me just like him a little bit more now. This movie was tight, bruh. This, to be honest, man, freak all that stuff he did in his past couple of movies, you know, within the recent years, starting in 2016 with Ghostbusters and shit. Bruh, this movie Extraction is a very serious film that was not intending to be funny, bruh. But there was a scene in this movie where this nigga Ovi was they was fighting in these homes, right? And then Ovi, Chris was fighting these guards. He told Ovi to back up. Ovi ran into this house, and this is the funniest thing about this. And this was not supposed to be funny, but it was just funny because of his accent and shit. He's like, oh, stay back. he took these sticks, kept on throwing it at this officer, right? And then Chris Hemsworth freaking ends up on the other side of the building like he's some freaking ghost or something. Like he transparently went through the walls and got to the other side. I'm like, bruh, this nigga tight. I said, nigga, John Wick almost, my nigga. Bruh, this movie Extraction is tight. I gotta say this movie was tight. But the highlight of this movie is the action. I'm not gonna gas at the story because it really wasn't super deep like that. You know, it really wasn't. But there was a moment I liked in this movie where it got real. It got really real. No, freak it. Let's just spoil this shit, right? There was a scene in this movie where we find out Chris's son had this disease called lymphomia, whatever that shit is, lymphomia. So his son had lymphomia, right? And he said the realest shit ever. You know, like what he honestly fathers in his situation might do. He was on his third tour to Afghanistan. Not involuntary. He voluntarily chose to go to Afghanistan while his son was sick. Reason being, one of the reasons he did that was because he did not want to see his son suffer, because it was hurting him just to see that happen, and he was afraid to sit there and watch his son suffer through this sickness that he was going through. Now you can say that was cowardly. You can say, man, you a weak father for that. You can say, oh man, you know, I understand why he did that. I mean, I understand why he did it. I'm not judging his character, but it's almost gets very hard. It almost tugs at the heartstrings for a moment. It did, because I was like, damn, I mean, it's like, can you really fault him for it? I mean, you don't want to see his son suffer, but he should have been there. It's a really tough topic to discuss. It's a really tough topic to discuss, because then that's when you get in the moment of fatherhood, son, the father and son, what the father and son mean, but that's not what it is. But overall, Chris Hemsworth in this movie, I liked him as his character of Tyler. Tyler did have some morals. Tyler went out in an epic way. This nigga grabbed this rocket launcher, this assault rifle. Was like, come at me. And then that freaking trash kid with the scar, looking like Scar from Lion King and shit, rip off Scar from Lion King. I want to kill him. You can have my other finger. Man, you a bitch, bruh. You gonna let him take your other finger just so you can kill somebody? He cut off one of his fingers to help out he cut off one of his fingers as a peace offering to the other bad dude. Like, if you capture him, let me kill him. Let me kill him, and I'll give you my other finger. I'm like, shut your ass up, bruh. I hope Tyler rises from the dead to come back and kill this kid. Man, freak them kids. I seen when Tyler beat the shit out them kids. That shit was epic, bruh. Freak them kids, bruh. To be honest with you guys, the MCU been holding back the Russo brothers, bruh. I did not know the Russo brothers was capable of this, bruh. I did not know. I didn't think they was capable of this, because I was like, bruh, I saw these niggas at Endgame and that shit kind of, I saw Infinity War and the story on that shit was dookie cheeks. But Civil War was tight. Civil War was epic. Civil War is their best. Civil War and Winter Soldier are their best films. Infinity War and Endgame, yeah, the writing is, compared to Civil War and Infinity War and Winter Soldier, the writing ain't shit up in Infinity War and Endgame. I'm just gonna say that much. These dudes can really do some shit. They can. MCU, y'all been holding back my niggas. I've been getting on the Russo brothers for this long, and I just found out they've been holding my boys back. Man, go check out Extraction on Netflix. This movie's fire. This movie is the bomb. This shit's the action scenes are as good as people say they are. Who will win in the fight, John Wick or Tyler? I don't know. Who would win in a fight? I still give it to John Wick. Nigga, that's Keanu, bro. Keanu will do some slow motion shit, bend his body backwards, and you couldn't even get him, bro. Yeah, John Wick bodying Tyler, bro. I'm sorry. John Wick will body Tyler. Tyler, look. Tyler has physical strength over John Wick. He does. But John Wick, bruh, John Wick got that. John Wick is slimy, bruh. He knows how. John Wick is so skinny and slimy. He just go, ooh. He's like a freaking snake around you, bruh. Tyler's not a snake. He's a very big, bulky dude. He's not very light on his feet. He's not very light on his feet. But my nigga John Wick light on that feet though. John Wick winning, bruh. John Wick winning, bruh. John Wick winning. And then John Wick finna send his dog on Tyler, bite him in the neck. John Wick winning in a fight with Tyler. I don't want to hear no shit about y'all talking about Tyler will beat John Wick in a fight. Stop it. You're crazy. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed Extraction. This movie was epic, bruh. Well, not epic, but this movie was tight, bruh. Probably, this is one of the Netflix best films, believe it or not. How did freaking Dangerous Lies... Okay. Why is Dangerous Lies that... Dangerous Lies, that whack movie, is ahead of Extraction? Stop. Look, y'all, please go share this review. I hope you guys liked it. Man, I like this movie. This movie was tight. Man, go spread that peace, love, positive at the time. Don't do drugs. Stay away from the drugs. Don't do that shit. R.I.P. to Tyler. R.I.P. Tyler. Deuces.